Hi, in this lecture I'm going to cover the find function. Now the find function basically finds a specified text string within another text string and returns the position of the starting point of that text string. Now the find function is case sensitive. Just to look at the parameters it takes, the first parameter is the actual text we want Excel to search for. The second parameter is the cell which we want to search within. And the third parameter, which is optional, is the starting position of where you want find to start from in that text cell. Now, if you leave this blank, it will just start from the beginning. Another thing to note is if the find function does not return a match, in other words, if it cannot find what you're looking for, it will return an error message. Now, if you combine the fact that it can return an error message if it cannot find the value you are looking for, if you combine this with the isError function and if statements, you can use it to perform some specific find and then subsequent action. Now the isError function basically takes one parameter, and that is the cell you're testing, and it basically tests to see whether an error message is returned. So whatever you evaluate, it will determine if it returns an error message or not, and if it does, then it will return a true, otherwise it will return a false. Okay, so let's just take a look at some examples. So in the first example, I've got the word Metroplex. Now, I want to find if it contains the letters TRO within this word here. So, using the find function, I would write equals find, brackets, double quote, TRO, so that's the text we want to search for, comma, B19, this is where we want the search to take place, and comma 1, in other words, start from position 1. And this returns 3, which is the starting point of our TRO, which is here. So 1, 2, 3. In the next example, I've got apples. Now I want to find if it contains the letters ORA. So I would write equals find, brackets, double quotes, ORA, double quotes, comma, B21, comma 1. So in other words, search in this string here for the letters ORA. Now, they're not there, so the find function returns an error message. So it's this error message which we're going to capitalize on using the isError function and write some more complicated statements, but more useful statements as well. So, for example, here we've got 4 names. Now, let's just say we wanted to find out for each of these names which one of them contains the word Smith. Now, obviously we just got 4 names here, but if you imagined a list with a couple of thousand names, then you could see how handy this would be. So, in combination with isError and if statements, we are using the find function to basically write a formula which will enable us to find out if the word Smith is in any of these cells, and if it's not, what to do as well. So, going into our if statement, now this may look complicated, but it's really not. Basically, our test bit is here. So, just taking the inside brackets first, we're basically saying find the text Smith within the text in B27, starting from position 1. Now if we jump out of bracket, our isError only takes one value. So whatever the result of this find statement, it will evaluate. If it gets an error message back, it will come back as true in terms of the logical test for the if statement. Now, if it does come back as true, then basically we haven't found a Smith in our searched text cell. So the true part of the statement will return back no Smith found. Now, if this isError statement evaluates to false, that means that we have got a value back which contains the word Smith. And in that case, this part here will just return back Smith found. So, as you can see here, we got Smith found, which meant find actually did return Smith and the starting position. And so this statement evaluated to false, so we got the word Smith found returned. Now here, Smith wasn't found. So we did get an error message back, and this part of the statement executed, no Smith found. Similarly to here as well. So that's one way you can use the find function to build logical statements and get some sort of meaningful results from them. Now, another use for the find function is that if you combine it again with if statements and the isError function, as well as a function called substitute, then you can use it to take out unwanted characters from your data sets. So for example, I've got two names here. Now let's just say I wanted to get rid of these percentage symbols. So using this formula here, I can do that. So basically it's similar to the formula we had before. So what I'm saying is find the percentage symbol in cell B34. Now if I don't find it, then I will get an error message. In other words, if the percentage symbol is not there, then this statement here will evaluate to true. In which case I've said, just return the cell back, because that means we'll have a clean cell. However, if we do find the percentage symbol, then what I've told Excel to do here, and this is using the substitute function, is to basically look into this cell and replace this percentage symbol with basically nothing. In other words, it will just eliminate it, and the result will be outputted again, but without the percentage symbols. So just to quickly look into this substitute function, right, it basically just says substitute text. So in other words, the text we want to work in, and it's got old text, which is our percentage symbol. So that's what we're looking for, and we're looking to get replaced. And we're saying replace the old text with new text. And then we close the brackets. And so that's how we get John Smith without the percentage symbols. As you can see, it's removed them. Now, similarly, here we have Mark Twain. Now, there's no percentage symbols, and we still get the name returned because with the error message evaluating to true, we asked Excel here to basically return back B34 because we know that that's okay still to return. So this formula is written in either way, that even if you do have percentage symbols or you don't, you'll still get a proper clean name back. Okay, so that concludes this lecture. We have covered the find function, and we have also seen how it can be used in conjunction with other functions to clean data. Thank you for listening and watching.